ready for this? All right, Dale, what is your full name and date of birth?
Dale Jensen,
What's your middle name?
William,
Okay.
and, April 12th, 1933.
Okay. How about you, Ray?
Raymond C. Schellenberg, born 5/1/1933.
You guys are the same. And Neil Opperly, same
Yeah,
age?
we're just a couple weeks different.
Yep, yep.
I'm a couple weeks over than you, and
Yeah.
Neil's a couple
He
weeks
taught
over.
me everything I know.
Yeah,
So did you guys go to school together then?
high school, yeah.
High school?
He went to country school, and
Okay. So, Dale, were you named after anybody? Do you know? I mean, was there, sometimes they name you after an uncle or whatever.
not that I know of, no.
Yeah. How about you, Ray?
Yes, I was.
Who are you
I was
named?
named after the Vice President of the United States, and you have no idea who that is, do you?
Nope. Not in 1933. Who was
It
it?
was Curtis
Well, who was the president then?
Hoover.
Oh, Hoover.
I think it was Hoover. Knew the president, but
That sounds about right, too. All right. Dale, your siblings. How many siblings do you have?
I had 4. We got 3 now.
Okay.
Um,
And where are you in the order of?
oh, okay.
Kids.
Siblings. I misunderstood.
That's all right.
There's 6 of us. I've got 5 siblings.
Yeah. Who was the oldest?
Levon.
What was her name?
Levon.
Oh, Levon. Okay, and then who next?
Then me.
And then who?
Shirley. And then
Gary? Or
Barb.
Gary.
Gary. Then Barb. Then Connie. She remembers better than I do.
Yeah. Well, us women, you know.
goes, don't it?
How about you, Ray? How many kids in
I
your family?
just had one. I had a sister. She was 5 years older than I am, and she passed away a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Susan told me that. Where did she live anyway?
She lived in Atlantic.
In Atlanta.
Dolores Bissell, her name was.
I know that name. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. How many of your siblings are?
We're
There's
all
still 4 of you.
all that except one.
No, 2. Levon and Shirley are gone.
Levon and Shirley, yeah.
Levon and Shirley
I
are
got
gone.
two sisters that died.
Huh. All right. Where were you born? Were you born at home?
No, I was born in Adair County and out in the country somewhere.
Probably, yeah.
Along the side of the road, or?
Yeah, probably.
So you were born in a hospital or at home?
At home.
At home. I think everybody was.
Yeah.
Did like the neighbor lady come over? And it seems like that's what happened with everybody. The
Yeah.
neighbor lady came over and had a
Yeah.
baby. How about you? Where were you born?
I was born in a small house that my grandmother owned in Scribner, Nebraska.
Oh, I don't even know where Scribner, Nebraska is.
You know where Fremont is?
Yep.
It's 21 miles northwest of Fremont.
Oh, interesting.
Halfway to Johnny Carson's.
Oh yeah,
Norfolk.
he was there from there. I miss him. Where did you live growing up, Dale?
I lived,
Maybe more than one place, or?
yeah, I lived in a lot of places. I think I was, lived up in Laura, up by Brayton for a little while. But then I went to school, the Wood School out in the country. It's, I was supposed to go into Brea School, but they didn't have kids to go there, so I went to, they called it the Wood School back then.
The Wood School.
And they called it the Grass School later on.
Huh. So how old were you when you moved from there, and where did you move to
I
after
moved
that?
to town when I was in the 4th grade.
Into Anita, you mean, or into?
Yeah.
Okay. When you were in the 4th grade, so you've been here ever since then.
Yeah. And you had an open for a teacher.
Oh, I remember her too.
Where'd you live at in town?
Yeah, when you first moved
Do you
here.
remember?
We lived where what's her name down Roger and Kendra live now.
Oh,
where your grandma, that's where your
At
grandma's
his grandma's house.
Grandma's house.
We lived upstairs.
Oh, you lived upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, where
Right.
Betty Peppers used to live.
Oh, here in town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
over on like Elm Street, I think it is, or it's on the corner of Elm and.
Did you live there all the time you were growing up, like to
No.
high school?
No, you lived, where you
No,
lived? You
we
lived up
lived-
above the,
We lived up above the,
downtown?
it was a dime store downtown there.
Above where Monison's.
Monison's?
Where Bonner's store. We lived up there for a few years. And I don't know, we lived a lot of different places. All we did was rent.
What'd your dad do, or your parents, your dad?
My dad's name?
Well, yeah, that too, but what did you do for a living? Your dad, what did he do
Where'd he
for a
work?
living? Where did he
Where
work?
did he work? He worked a lot of places. He worked for Parrots over there, and he worked for Blue Star in Atlantic. He worked for Atlantic Building Supply, a gas station for several years.
Blue Star, is that the chicken
I think he
place?
worked at Grove for a while too.
Huh.
He worked at a lot of different places.
So then when you were, by the time you were in high school, where did you live?
Oh, we lived, I think we lived part of the time, we lived up where, in the basement, where Cheryl lives. That was a basement house
Oh, really?
where
Oh,
Cheryl
yeah, it used
Carnes
to be a
lives, up
basement.
around the corner.
How'd you put 6 kids?
I think
in
I
there?
was in high school. I was ginger when I lived out above the dime store when I was in high school. I think, didn't I, Ray?
He did for a while.
Yeah.
Then you live down here, one of these streets up here.
Oh, yeah, we lived down there where,
Right down here.
just right
Yeah.
down here in the corner,
Yeah.
this corner.
Where
Where,
Juanita is?
oh, what's her name lives there now?
Juanita?
Juanita.
Yeah.
I didn't know you lived there.
Yeah, I lived
Yeah.
there. I lived there when I went to service, I know that.
Yep.
Because I came home,
Yeah.
that's where
That's where you
I lived there when we got married.
That's where you lived when we got married, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's coming up too. Okay, how about you, Ray? Where did you grow up? All in Nebraska?
Well, I was born in Scribner, and I moved here to Iowa when I was 9 years old in the 5th grade, and moved east of town, and grant number something, I don't remember what it was, and went to country school through 8th grade, and then went to high school and graduated here in Anita.
So you guys were both of the high school here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you live in a lot of different places too, like him, or
No.
just, yeah?
Those
When
two.
did-
I've lived in a few places since then, but
Well, how long did you live on the farm over by Adair?
since 1943 till, oh my gosh, 93, I guess.
Huh.
Interrupted by the service, but
Yeah, yeah. Let's see.
Went to service at 53, didn't you?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
When-
Dale, you're in the service, weren't you?
Yeah.
yeah, 53.
53.
Were you in Army or,
Army, yeah.
yeah? When did you go? Did you go overseas?
I went to France.
What years were you over there? Do you remember?
I was over there from in 54 and 55, parts of it.
How
Parts
old
of
were you?
55. I was
A pup.
19 when I went and 21 when I got home, probably.
Huh.
I was in ESN for 2 years.
That's good. How about you, Ray?
Kind of the same deal, only a month or so different than Dale. And
Did you go to
I
France
was
too?
over in Germany
Oh,
for
you were in Germany.
occupation forces, and
In what forces? What'd you say?
in Munich in
Oh,
occupation forces.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
Munich is a city in
No, I
Germany.
know I've been to Munich, but occupation forces, what's that
It was
mean?
after the war.
Oh, okay. I see.
They had U.S. troops there for, I don't know, 10, 15 years, maybe longer.
So what'd you do when you were there?
You slept out in the field all the time. It was constant maneuvers.
Huh.
That's all it was.
And you were 2 years over there then too?
Yeah, not quite. About 18 months, and
That was probably
got out
enough.
of the service a little before Dale did, I think.
You went in in May and I went in on September.
Yeah, because
I was in a car wreck.
you was in a car wreck. You were after me. Yeah.
You were in a car wreck?
Yeah, I was in in the Army and military police, but
He
big,
twisted on.
big burly MP.
Yeah, but you had a wreck before you
You
went
had a
in
wreck before you
service.
went, and that's why you had to delay it, right? You had a wreck before you went.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
A car wreck, are you talking about,
Yeah.
or were you driving?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anybody else get hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray.
You guys were in the same car wreck?
Ray and Gail Carlson.
Nobody got killed though, did they?
No.
Well, that's good.
No.
Anyway.
Wow.
Ray's wrist, or they were not Ray, but Gail's wrist
Yeah.
was never right after that. He had a crooked wrist.
Wild driver back then when you were a kid.
Yeah, I want to ask how that happened.
Probably just.
One thing that people ask is, what was a typical meal at your home? Like, did your mom can and all that kind of stuff?
Don't ask me about him. He's just spoiled brat. She cooked him whatever he wanted.
That was hard to live up to then, wasn't it?
She changed me.
That's right. You eat what I fix.
Did they have a garden? Did your mom always have a garden, or do you remember?
I can't see Grandma Rita tending to do a
Did your mom have a
garden.
garden? I don't know.
I can't remember having much of one, but
She probably worked all the time.
We-
and
we-
didn't have time to.
we ate a lot of chicken. I know that when we lived on
We
the,
did too. We
on the farm, because it's,
Yeah,
You butchered your own chickens?
You had
we did
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Ray?
Well, I guess we had a garden all the time, and strawberries raised, and potatoes, and beans, and not much sweet corn raised in them days, but
Huh.
so
Well, that
did
sounds
it
good.
all. My mother canned and cooked, and
Yeah. Did you like butcher your own meat? Were you
yeah,
a
we
farm-
didn't have any electricity, no refrigeration, so everything had to be canned
Oh yeah.
or cold packed some way,
Yeah.
pressure cooked, and
Did you have a cave or anything, or?
yes, hand dug cave. The one in Nebraska was a little better. The one here in Iowa, Dad dug up on top of the hill. Only the soil in Iowa gets a little wet, and after a few years, it started caving in.
The cave caved. Oh
But,
gosh. All right, Dale. What are your parents' name? Your dad's name?
George.
George. And your mom's name?
Vita. V-E-T-A.
P-E-T-A.
Yep.
V, as in Victor.
Oh, Vita.
Vita.
Vita. Okay. And like, were your parents strict?
Yeah, too strict. No, they weren't.
They weren't strict.
I doubt it.
But your mom fixed you whatever you wanted to eat. It sounds
Yeah.
like.
That's what she told me.
She treated me good.
Oh, good. Good about it. Okay, how about you? What are your parents' name?
Fred and Agnes.
That's
Well,
easy.
sort of.
I don't remember.
My dad went all his life by the name Fred, and I didn't find out till I was 50 or 60 that wasn't his first name.
Are you kidding me?
No.
You didn't even know it?
His first name was Carl, and he didn't like Carl, so he never used it. It was Carl Frederick Walter Schellenberg. He had four names. And
Oh, we darn.
I didn't know that till
I didn't either. I didn't until now.
But that was kind of a shock to you, not knowing your dad's name.
Never knew him.
Did you have chores or responsibilities when you were at home? Or was there anything you had to do? If you lived in town, you probably didn't milk the chickens or anything.
No, but when we lived up above the dime store, why we burnt coal, and the coal was downstairs.
He had to carry
Yeah,
it.
Back
See it?
behind, and I had to carry it up the
That's probably heavy.
steps to keep the. It was hard to keep heat up there too. They had ceilings, I don't know, 14-foot high or more.
And I bet that was a steep stairway too.
Yeah,
It was a long one.
the back steps were worse than the front, really. But they
Uh,
weren't as bad as the Cape or the Mason's Hall, but
so did they drop coal off for you? Did they deliver it and then you had to take it upstairs, or how
Yeah.
did that work?
yeah, I'd carry it upstairs with a bucket full. I'd take 2 or 3 bucketfuls a day upstairs, carry it.
That was fun.
I started working at the grocery store when I was 14, sophomore in high school.
Wow. At Lance and Jensen's, or how it ended up being Lance and Jensen's, that grocery store is where you started out at?
Yeah.
It was Coles, probably back then, wasn't it?
Coal.
It was Cole and Lance.
Yeah.
Cole and Lance.
Finally got to be Jensen's.
I remember. I remember. How about you? Did you?
Well, yeah, I had chores, not too much. Was never very hard, but I usually had to carry in the firewood for the kitchen stove and the other stove. But it wasn't very far to get it, but you had to get it. I didn't have to go upstairs like Dale.
Yeah. It sounds like you had a little bit more to walk or something.
Yeah, and then hunt eggs. And when I got older, there was more chores.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had-
So the other one is, where do you go to school? So you went to, what was the name of the country school you went to at first?
Well, they call it the Wood School, but I don't know what the.
Yeah.
That's where they lived across the road.
Where was it at?
Oh, it's 2 miles east of Brea. Do you know where Brea is at?
Mm-hmm. Kind of.
2 miles west of Brea.
Huh.
There you go.
Yeah.
And did you go to country school then? You went to country
Yeah, I
school
don't
where?
remember the number, whether it was 5 or 6 Grant Township, yeah.
And,
Here,
and then when high school came, you guys went to this
Yep.
building.
in the old building.
Yeah. Yeah. Dale, did you have a nickname when you were growing up?
Yeah.
Daisy?
George Lake's mom called me that. Daisy.
Daisy?
Daisy was your nickname?
Daisy May.
Is that where I got
I
my
forgot
middle name?
that.
I had a dog named Daisy May.
Is that where I got my middle name?
No, you got your
No.
middle name from May
May
Fletcher.
Fletcher.
I know that's what you always told me, but.
Yeah. I don't know for
I
what.
was talking about the Fletchers for a long time.
No?
Daisy May. Well, I wouldn't have guessed that one. How about you? Did you have a nickname, Ray?
Well, I did, but not until I about got through high school, and Short Taylor decided I ought to have a name, so he started calling me Slim.
Slim.
Calling you what?
Slim.
Slim.
That wasn't very long. That's the only nickname
Well, you were tall and slim, I suppose.
I was called Big Ears a lot.
Dale, do you remember any neighbors that you played with when you were a kid? Or who your childhood friends were?
Oh, yeah. Jim McIntyre. The Miller boys. Gail and Bob Miller. Can't remember the others. There's Butch Gill.
I think I know most of those names. How about you?
Well, when I was in Nebraska, it was Kenneth Meyer and Wyland Hazeman. And mostly here out in the country, until you got to come to town, there was only one, that was Jerry Sorensen.
Sorensen, Jerry Sorensen.
Jerry Sorensen, yeah.
Hmm.
You might have known him.
I know the name.
I
I know the name.
think she's holding out on us now.
If he was around, you'd know him.
Yeah, yeah, you wouldn't forget them.
Do you remember any games that you played when you were a kid? Did you like play baseball or hide and seek or any of those kind of things?
Oh, I don't know. We always played hide and seek when I was little. I don't know what else we played. Tick can or
Kick the can.
Kick the can. How did kick the can work anyway?
I was wondering.
I never knew what do you do when you play the kick the can anyway?
I can't remember either yet.
Kick a can around.
You just kick the can, but there was some kind of game too,
Yeah.
I think.
You had to hide and come and kick it. I don't know. I can't remember how they played it.
Huh. Well, it's better than kicking the bucket, I guess.
Yeah.
How about you, Ray? Do you remember any childhood games at all? or-
Yeah, I played Dandy Over a lot and Fox and Goose in the wintertime.
Was that when they go around and?
Had a circle marked out in the snow with the center
Huh.
and
Cool.
Yeah, I
and
forgot
softball.
we played handy over a lot.
Yeah, played ball.
Yeah, when we got
Did you have any pets when you were growing up, Dale?
yeah, I had a dog named Joker. I remember that. It's a Cocker Spaniel. He got run over.
About the one that's
I
buried out
was
here.
playing. I was playing with Miller boys and out. Their dad was I don't know what to call it. The cemetery took care of it. He got run over. He decided to come home, and we buried him in the cemetery out here. He's still buried out there, I think.
You're kidding. I didn't know. Was it legal to do that then?
No.
No.
It was clear down the quarter close to the railroad tracks.
There's one buried in our neighbor too, but I don't think that's probably legal to do at home either.
No, no,
But
probably
I'm
not. Did you have pets?
I can just remember one. I had a dog called Foxy, and he was a rat terrier.
Must have been a lot of rat terriers back then. What do you remember you wore when you were a kid? What you wore, like Dad said, when he grew up, he always wore bib overalls all the time. It was all he ever got to wear. With no underwear, he told me.
Do I do what?
What did you wear, kind of
What did you
clothing?
wear?
Did you wear bib overalls when growing up? or-
I think we had bid. Yeah, I think so. If I remember right, I did.
I probably did.
How about you, Ray?
Well, bib overalls when I was a small kid, and got older, and it was always jeans like wearing now.
Yeah. I know Neil Opperly told me that he had to wear long brown socks and he just hated them.
So did I, and I hated them too.
He said he just hated them.
I went to country school and I started to take them off.
Oh, Lordy. Who taught you to drive, Dale? Do you remember?
My dad, I guess.
And what was the first car you had?
Oh, first car I had was a 41 Chevy,
Was it like a 2-door or a 4-door or
2-door.
what color was it? Do you remember?
It's two-tone green.
Huh.
That's a long time ago. You mean my first car?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the folks on mine?
Yeah,
Yours.
let's talk about yours.
Yeah, 41 Chevy.
I see
Two-tone.
most men seem to remember their first car. It seems like. When did you learn to drive?
Kind of taught myself, I guess.
Did you?
We had to back up and turn around the car in the yard, and that's where I learned to drive it back and turning the car around. Yeah.
What was the first car that you owned, like not your
The
parents?
first one I had was a Model A.
Oh, really? Did you have to crank that thing or?
No,
You didn't have to do the crank thing?
it doesn't have a crank.
Let's see. Okay, so did you have a job before you went to the service?
And I worked at the grocery store.
You worked at the grocery store, and then when you came home, you worked at the grocery store.
Yeah.
So you worked at the grocery store your whole life?
Not practically, yeah.
Yep, yep. How about what jobs did you have or job?
I just worked for my dad and odd jobs till I went to service, and then I took over farming after a while and farmed about all my life and didn't do anything else.
You worked for your dad doing odd jobs, like on the farm, you mean, or?
Like you did what?
You worked for your dad doing odd jobs on the farm, or?
Yeah, well, general farm work.
General farm work?
I did odd jobs out for extra money,
Yeah.
and then I got a few cows and I milked cows, and that's what we lived on when we first got married, milk off the cows.
Darned. Let's see.
We didn't have much money then, did we, Dale?
No, didn't have any.
Seems
And
like,
I-
seemed like nobody had any money back in those days. Okay, Dale, where did you and Connie meet? Or did you guys always know each other?
No, I was, when you lived down here and I was living with Elva.
Yeah, you have.
I
you're
worked
right.
at- I worked
My
at the
aunt lived
telephone
right across the
company
street.
down here.
He lived down there and they met.
Yeah.
I remember Ella. I know who you're talking about.
I'd make sure that I caught her going to work every morning and I'd give her a
Give me a
ride.
ride to work, yeah.
She worked at the telephone office.
Yeah.
So you just saw her going up and down the street and thought maybe you should give her a ride, or
Yeah.
are you guys the same age or?
No, he's 5 years old, 5.5 years older than I am.
Oh, so you were kind of a little crater robber
You
then.
bet.
How old were you guys when you got married?
I was 18, he was probably
23.
18 and 23. You guys have been married for a long time.
66 years,
Wow.
St. Patrick's Day.
Where did you meet your wife?
I met her at a dance up here at the football field.
They had the dances at the football field?
A dance at the football field.
That's what I thought you said.
Me too.
They had dances up there, huh?
No, it was a summer
Like a celebration or something?
celebration of some kind. And they had a dance up there in the football field on the grass.
Janice, right? Where's your wife's name?
Her first name was Janice.
Janice, I knew it was something like that,
Yeah.
Janice or Janice. Was she from here?
No, she's from Oakland.
Okay. What was her maiden name?
Taylor.
Taylor. How old were you guys when you got married?
I think I was 22,
And how?
and she was, would have been probably about 19.
Okay. You talked about the military. Is there any world events you guys think about? But probably the war was the biggest thing going. Was there any other big things that happened in the world that you remember? I mean, anything going on?
I can't think of what it'd be.
I figure with you guys, mostly the war would be the biggest
Well,
story. Or what about you, Ray? Do you remember?
we pretty much snuck in between the wars. At the same time, was it the
Korean War.
Korean War?
Korean
And then
War, no.
nobody wanted to go there, but otherwise it was occupation forces in Germany. And then the Korean War ended, I think. And
What'd you do in France? I mean,
I was in the military police.
you were an MP.
yeah, he was.
I'll be darned. Did you have to get after a lot of people, or?
He weighed
No.
all of 90 pounds and he was in the police.
I was in a 10-man detachment with the staff sergeant in charge of it.
Huh.
In fact, the staff sergeant loaned me and the other guy, his car that he had over there to go on vacation or on leave, and we went up to Germany.
Huh.
Yeah, I can't believe you loaned your car.
I can't either. He had a 50 Chevy convertible, yellow.
I'm trying to think of you and Cheryl's maiden name, and I can't think of
Cooper.
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 Tom
Yeah,
was your
Cooper.
brother, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom was in the nursing home up to Audubon.
Oh, really?
He's
Cheryl's
still-
in the nursing home.
He had like
retired.
an upholstery place or something,
Yeah,
didn't he?
yeah, for years.
I don't know why I remember that, but I
Yeah.
do.
Cheryl's in the nursing home in Xyra.
Cheryl Exire.
I knew that. I talked to Chris today. He showed me his all of his collection in that building next to his.
Oh,
He's got a lot of stuff, man. Let's see. Okay, your kids. Name your kids, oldest to youngest. I could probably do it, but
Ronnie's the
let's
Ronald,
see if you can remember.
Jeff passed away.
Ronald never did
I'm
go
sorry
on
about
that.
that.
Penny and
Oh, you're doing
Jerry.
it?
Jerry's the youngest.
I couldn't remember if Jerry was before or after Penny.
After me.
After you.
Yeah.
David, your oldest,
David, yeah.
and then he was a friend of mine.
Susan, Sandra, and Lyle.
Sandra and Lyle. And Lyle has like not a crab fest, but he has some kind of a celebration every year.
I see it's coming
Yeah.
up, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Crawfish
Crawdad
or-
Fest, he's starting it up again. Everybody's invited.
Yeah,
Yeah, I always see it on Facebook.
yeah. David invited me one year, and I wish I would have went now.
Everybody
But
kind of quit doing that stuff during COVID, you know, nobody wanted to go anywhere.
Yeah, now they're back.
That's
on it
for
again.
sure.
It's nice having people out and about again.
Oh, God, yes.
isn't it though? Oh my gosh.
I worked at home for almost 3 years. I'm back now. Every other week. I work a week in the office, a week at home.
Did you hate to have to go back?
I thought I would, now I love it. I needed out.
Oh,
I
really?
needed to get dressed.
Every other week is good.
I never left my house for a week at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what most of us did.
Yeah. And every other week is perfect. I love it now because I still save gas. I'm home a week and then I'm in the office for a week.
So you work 4 days and then you're off 3 days. So
Yep.
that's really all I had. I just did. What else could you guys want to talk about? Anything? I told you it was easy. It wasn't anything hard. Any
Had to stop-
memories?
Had to stop doing a lot of thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, that's good for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So did you guys run around together then in high school?
Yeah.
The two of you?
a lot.
I don't believe I knew Ray till we started to high school, did we?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't know you
anything,
either.
Didn't know anything on there.
Was it just you two
You-
buddies or did you
Dwayne.
have more?
Dwayne,
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
he was with them.
Oh, I remember what country kids would come to town on Saturday night, and we always wanted to fight us city kids.
What did Dwayne do then? Because he was a country kid.
I started school with Dwayne
Yeah.
in the country school.
Yeah.
He's the first person that told me to pull his finger. I had no idea. I had no idea what that meant. Yeah, I can think of a lot of, I bet you guys can think of a lot of Dwayne stories
Oh.
too.
Us kids loved it when we went out there. He always told us dirty jokes.
Oh, he would say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was so much fun though. God, he was
And
fun.
Shirley was such a nice,
Yeah. Yeah.
she put up with quite a bit with it. But,
Yeah, I think I heard about some of that maybe
Yeah.
back in the day. But you guys had a really good card group. That was really nice that you guys had to look forward to that.
Cards a lot with all of them with Ray and Janine.
And the kids ran around like crazy Indians and
I'm sure they did.
yeah. Yeah, I can remember being out there a few of the times.
I can remember Sandy and which one was it that went through the window?
I was just
Sandy.
Sandy went through the window.
That was
Or
our
how
house.
they must have been jumping on the bed.
That was the house over there by.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Went through the window.
I wanna hear
That
this.
was, that
Never-
was the
never
house
got
over there
scratched.
that Stan
No.
Kinsey owns now, that greenhouse, wasn't it?
It's all colors now.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I
out on the
hate,
corner.
I hate to tell anybody we lived there.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
Oh, I don't even want to tell you.
It's a very
Okay,
colorful house.
311 Elm.
do you know where Cindy Carnes lives?
Yes.
Two houses up on the corner. It's
It's on the
like
corner.
it's a disaster right now.
It's a disaster.
I'll have to look.
There's
It's
crap
really-
all over the yard.
Did Mailman's live there for a while? Is that corner?
Mama lived across the street.
Oh,
They live
okay.
on the other corner.
On the corner.
Okay.
And then Spry's lived on the one corner.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Terry.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of his daughters fell off. We were jumping on the bed. They went through the window and down the hill.
Never hurt, never got a scratch.
God.
I think.
Boy, that could have turned out a lot worse.
Well, Jerry went through the window out of the store too once when he was
Yeah.
pushing on it, going out, take out groceries. And
No wonder he didn't get all
he never
cut.
got a scratch either, so I guess we've been pretty lucky.
That is really, really lucky.
Every
Unless we got
Saturday
safety
night.
gloves now, but they didn't then. Probably.
Every Saturday night late, Connie'd cook us a steak. Remember that, Connie?
No, not really.
Red brown steak.
You have to remind me.
After you
remember
guys have
doing
been
the-
having
doing
refreshments,
sub-drive.
or
Yeah, I think so.
We did it quite often for a
Because-
while.
so you guys were out having refreshments and then came home and Connie cooked for you.
Apparently.
I'm surprised you don't remember
She
that.
must- She must have had too many refreshments too.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Oh,
They had to quit going out because they ran through every babysitter and didn't need nobody to watch us
Probably.
anymore.
Probably.
My Aunt Connie used to tell us that,
Yeah, Connie
that
used
she
to
had to
babysit.
because nobody else would babysit us and Grandma Vita made her.
I don't know.
She says, I didn't have no choice. I had to watch you kids.
I
And
bet that was.
whoever we had for babysitter, we had to watch Cindy too,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah, Cindy Carnes.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
she'd be there too.
yeah. Anything else you guys can think of? You guys get in any trouble in high school?
Not too much, did we?
Not very much. But
I did once.
did once one year.
Going down to superintendent once.
Let's hear about that.
Well-
I love these good stories.
It really wasn't nothing. It was football season and I was in band. And band is miserable if you're in football and you have to march at halftime.
And then
And
go.
I decided I wasn't going to do both of them, so I quit band. The superintendent persuaded me to go back to band.
And
Strong armed you a little
Littell
bit.
probably wasn't it.
Yeah, was.
Littell, I think was it. And Fatke came after that, didn't he?
Yeah.
What was the name of the principal?
Uh,
Do you remember?
Simon.
Charlie
Charlie
Summers.
Simon.
I've seen that. I think maybe it was in the Centennial book or something. I've seen that name.
Littell used to have Persuader
What is that?
as a big stick.
Did
And he knew how to use it.
he?
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine doing that today?
Oh,
Oh,
You'd probably end up.
He wouldn't have lasted long, would
they
he?
need it today.
I know. I hear some of those stories. Well, even when I was in high school, they still swatted and that kind of
Well,
stuff.
Glenn Hartley had one that had holes in it when we were in high school.
So did Farquhar.
Yeah.
Did you ever have Farquhar? You're too young for that, I think. Yeah. Anything else you guys can think of?
Can't think of anything.
Probably a lot we'll think of later.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Get home.
Penny
Sometimes
recorded
we
if he
don't
does.
Uh, go back and think of what happened, do we?
Well, it'll probably stir up a lot of. You'll start thinking about stuff, you know.
Yeah, you introduced me to Marvin Warner.
What about him?
I say you introduced me to. I
Isn't
know
that-
two
that's our
guys
relation
now
somehow,
that
I
knew
think,
him.
right?
Cousin,
Isn't that our relation? Aren't you related to him?
Yeah.
Marv?
first cousin.
I thought so.
Cousin, yeah.
Huh?
He, started school up here and he's a pretty good football player, and then he went to Fontenelle
No.
and they never had football back
Nope.
there. Fontenelle never had football, but
Oh, really?
his dad they bought a farm down in Fontenelle. Or no, I don't think they bought it either. I think they just rented it.
Who is it that you're talking about? Who is
Marv
it?
Warner.
Marvin Warner, you wouldn't, it was
You
a long
probably
time
don't
ago.
know.
Mhm.
Dad's cousin.
Yeah, I knew two guys from Bridgewater now that knew him.
Did I ask you about your siblings? I can't remember if I did or
No.
not.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Okay,
Yeah,
I couldn't
you did.
remember if I did. I'll see it when I guess I can turn this off now, but.